The current global healthcare crisis presents concerns for communities and for business professionals. Business people who are used to speaking to parties external to their organisation are having to find new ways of communicating when their firms have travel restrictions in place or where social distancing is recommended. Sourcing people are spending time thinking about how they can communicate with their existing suppliers to build resilience in their supply chains, and also thinking about ways they can quickly communicate with prospective suppliers to resource, to think about ways in which we can have more diversity and to reduce the reliance on a few suppliers or a few territories. As business facilitators, we're having to think of ways in which we can use alternative tools where creativity and problem solving lent itself well to face-to-face discussions. Email is a good starting point as an alternative, but it doesn't lend itself well when creative discussions might move in multiple directions and involve multiple parties. Where it outgrows itself, online meeting tools and telephone discussions can be valuable, but it's useful for the facilitator first to begin with the end in mind. Think about what the scope of that discussion will be. Beginning with thinking about how exit might occur, whether it's commercial or environmental, is useful to prepare performance measures and possible solutions for exit, whether that's planned, unplanned, early, renegotiated or extended in any format is useful to prepare that. It's also useful for this facilitator to condition the team that a schedule of multiple discussions online and by telephone will be the norm. Multiple timetabled discussions as a way of moving forward to a date of agreement or implementation can involve a multifunctional team from many organisations, and sometimes that means different functions from different organisations speaking at separate times. As long as that is scheduled and it's documented, it can be a valuable alternative approach to large group meetings. It is also useful to think about some of the problem-solving tools that we've already been using in organisations, whether that's a methodology like DMAIC to encourage teams to take a structured approach to moving forward, to resolving conflict or thinking of new ideas, or whether we find that because creativity is not as free-flowing, unless it's in a face-to-face discussion, we use creative thinking approaches like Edward de Bono's thinking hats in an online meeting, and we try to change our mindset by changing hat colours to think about alternative lenses through which to view the problem. Online meetings do have many approaches that can assist with this, like whiteboards, Q&A screens, and the ability to have votes or polls to encourage involvement and engagement from multiple parties, particularly if there are many people involved in the sessions and we're unable to come together. So let's use the tools we have to keep conversations going, to keep agreement going, and to keep business going in uncertain times.